Well, one of the things that I see when I go door to door is that there are a lot of properties being bought up by a select few individual developers. There's a few houses on my street, Grove Street, and throughout our neighborhood that are sitting in disarray because these developers are waiting for tax credits so that they can renovate them and collect a high rent. You've seen some of the apartments, they go for $2,500, it's a 2-bedroom with no utilities, right? Those things, they need to be looked further into, some of these programs that our city offers for construction and redevelopment. What was the second part?
What can WBNA and neighbors do to help enact this into law?
Vote Verducci on September 12th.
Okay. Sidney Kenneth?
Thank you. From day one, I've said loudly and proudly that any developer that gets a TSA from the city, a tax stabilization agreement from the city, should include and will include affordable housing percentages. This is something that we can do by ordinance. It's something that I believe that there is a willingness to do on the council, but I also believe that no one was ready to lead it before. As an elected official and a council person representing Ward 13, I will be the first person to introduce this ordinance. Also, I believe that any of the commercial TSAs that we do should have a set-aside amount that can go into creating affordable housing through taking vacant and abandoned properties and using that funding as gap funding. Because a lot of what happens is that people want to, CDCs want to redevelop houses, but the cost of redevelopment versus what they can get for the affordable housing are two different things, and that's that gap. So we need to commit resources to address that gap funding so that we can create home ownership opportunities and other affordable opportunities in our neighborhoods.
Yes!
If I could just kindly ask everybody to silence their whatever beeps or makes noise, just out of respect for our candidates. Rachel Miller?
Yes, so affordable housing is a huge issue. There's a lot of pieces of it, and it's one of the reasons that I'm running. I will say, number one, we have got to work together to make sure that the the homeowners who are out of this city, right, who aren't in the neighborhood, who are absentee landlords, are held accountable for raising rents and raising prices. And there's a rent stabilization proposal that really focuses and targets outside landlords who are doing this. Number two, not just people who are coming to the city for tax stabilizations or zoning variances, but cities and states across the country have passed a law for any new development that some portion of that will be affordable or that there'll be gap money included. And then I want to say, in terms of working together with our neighbors to make that a reality, all of these things depend on actually sitting down together and hammering through the details. I think to move an idea in action, my work, that's what it's taken, and I look forward to doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. Les Pat?
One of the things that I did over the time when I was at Allen AME Church is that we had 3 dilapidated homes that we rehabbed and turned them into low-income housing. So I have experience in this. And one of the things that we need to do is to give some teeth to our city so that they can go after abandoned housing and abandoned lots and be able to take them over and turn them over and work with community organizations that are dealing with affordable housing. I think that's the first thing that we can do, and that's something that all of us can support so that we can build these homes that are affordable. The other thing is that we do have to continue to go after the TSAs, the tax stabilization agreements, as all my other candidates had mentioned. And we need to be able to allow those to be able to, when they're bringing funds in, that we also have to be able to say money has to be set aside to create this affordable housing. And that's one of the critical areas that I keep hearing over and over again as I go door to door. And I think as a community, we have to realize that we're in this together, and if we work together, we can find the solutions by pushing our developers to work with us and make housing affordable and holding our absentee landlords accountable. Thank you.